Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the quarterly chapter and special interest group leader meeting, May 14th. We will be waiting for a minute or so, waiting for others to drop on the call. Thank you very much. Welcome, and we will continue within a minute or so. Welcome again to the leader meeting, the quarterly leader meeting. We will probably start in half a minute or so. Just waiting for some people to drop on, and then we can hit off. Well, I see still people hop on. I will wait for 20 seconds and then we will start. Thank you very much for joining. Well, let's start. Thank you very much for joining this quarterly chapter leader meeting, May 14th. It's quite a crowdy meeting, meaning that we have some important topics which we need to discuss with you. And it's also a typical May chapter leader meeting, meaning that we will be also watching to what will be happening at the HP Discover conference in Vegas next month. So stay tuned, enjoy the ride, but before we really start, besides on behalf of the team who did prepare this meeting, I'm Martijn Stuyver. I'm available for the chapters N6 within Vivit globally. I will hand over my job probably somewhere in June to one of the new board of directors. Another person who did assist us with preparing this meeting is Laura Walker. She is responsible for the education chair and also involved in different kind of chapters and special interest groups within Vivit. Stephanie is also with us this morning to share with us the latest on changes around our staff, and Susan is also with us today to talk a little bit more about what we need to be expecting from HP Discover from a Vivit perspective. Well, some housekeeping. It's important. Today's live session is intended only for our Vivit leaders, and this will be a recorded session, meaning that it will be available and posted on our website and available within our chapter and SIG leader page. Not only the recording will be available, but of course, as you are used to, also the slide deck. And we will send you the link via email once they are posted on the Vivit website. And if you have any questions as we go along during this presentation, please type and send us your questions via the questions pane. We reserved 2 or 3 spots during this presentation to answer your questions. So please use the question pane as you normally do, and I think we might have some interesting interactions and some interesting information which we could share with you, and of course answering your questions. The agenda of today, I briefly want to touch the subject regarding leader training courses. We will also touch the subject about growing Vivit membership as well as Vivit staff changes. We will also touch the subject around the latest structure around HP marketing in the US, which might be interesting for you to know a little bit more about. Susan then will take us a little bit more into detail what Vivit will be doing at HP Discover for you as a leader. We will also be talking about the awards and the awards presentation. And it's also good to touch base on the board member elections and to talk with you and update you on the latest and greatest. And last but not least, we will like to demo shortly to you how you could message your members, because we got some questions from different leaders on what the best approaches are, and we will show you 3 different ways to notify your members by means of the functionality available on the Vivit website. First of all, lead-in training courses. This year we started with providing you different kind of courses, 3 courses in a row. The first one was more about working with HP and HP marketing, and also the involvement of our Vivit Engage program. The second one was more about administration as a leader, administration of the Vivit website, as well as using BrightTalk, our latest and greatest communication channel. And last but not least, the sharing practices with Mark Herbert and Scott Anderson, which was a well-received session about how to launch your events or how to promote your events. It was a good interactive presentation. And again, there are links on these slides which will lead you directly to the recorded session, as well as links to the PDF files of the slides presented at those sessions. However, I would also like to hear your opinion on content for next leader training sessions. So please, I would like to ask you to think about possible topics during this presentation, and after this presentation, as we normally have, there is also again a survey, and in that survey you can help us with providing some interesting insights or some interesting topics for providing and preparing new training activities for you. Those are activities which we will continue also after Vegas, but if in the meantime there are new topics also very relevant for you, please make sure you put them forward to us by means of the survey afterwards. Then I would like to talk to you a little bit more about Vivit membership. We did launch earlier this year the Knock a Little Louder campaign. It's good for you to understand why we launched this kind of campaigns. First of all, by having more complete profiles of our members, the Vivit staff and also the board of directors can use this information to develop new services or perhaps also develop new kinds of special interest groups. It's also meant for targeting the right information and update the right members instead of using huge bulk messages to all members. So we would like to prevent those kind of messages based on the different profiles available and completed of you and your members on a website. And last but not least, those figures are very important in our funding conversations with HP and also our partners. So I would like to ask you, please help us to increase the number of active and profiled members within our community. And at the same time, as earlier mentioned also in other presentations, what you can see on this slide is that the total number of members is still growing, which is, I think, terrific news. The active memberships is also growing, or let's say you have to renew every year, and we still want to urge everyone to renew their membership of Vivit every year, although it is free. And at the same time we are growing, especially also in other regions like APJ. And based on the grow in membership as well as growing activities in APJ or new events organized in Europe, as earlier mentioned, we were looking for new staff to help us out. So there is an important update from our staff concerning the subject to support the growth and to make sure that on an international level our staff is committed and available and enough available for you to help you out with organizing events and connecting to HP representatives. Stephanie, could you please update the leader community about the latest staff changes?
Oh, sure. Thank you, Martijn, and thanks for everyone who could join us today. We're glad you could be here. First, I would like to introduce Vivit's new EMEA and APJ chapter and SIG liaison. Her name is Anna Marie Stouffer. And Anna Marie, would you like to tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Yes, thank you, Stephanie. Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Marie, but if it's easier for you to pronounce, I will also listen when you call me Anne Mary. Because of increasing activities and membership growth in EMEA and APJ, I'm the new Vivit staff member in this area. I will be supporting the leaders in that region, setting up events with the members and in the chapters and SIGs. And well, the leaders here can contact me if they want, for instance, they want to send out emails or set up surveys. I'm looking forward to work with you and answer questions to build up Vivit activities and membership. And as you can see on the slide, you can find my details there. I hope to be in contact with some of you maybe at HP Discover in Barcelona later this year. I won't be in Las Vegas, unfortunately.
Okay, great. We're so excited to have you here, Anna Marie, and everyone's in good hands in EMEA and APJ with Anna Marie. So thanks a lot. Okay.
Thank you.
And welcome. So as you know, the other Vivit staff is Rocky Pisto. He is the Vivit Engage coordinator in charge of sponsorships to help keep the doors open here at Vivit. And then we have Susan Russell. She's the Global Marketing and Services coordinator. And then, of course, I'm here, Stephanie Concoy still. I am going to be the Americas chapter and SIG liaison, but I'm also taking on a little bit of a new role as a marketing liaison. Since Rocky's done such a fabulous job this year as the Vivit Engage coordinator, I'm going to be helping him implement all the sponsorships, such as banner ads, newsletter ads, sponsored emails, sponsored webinars, and more. So, so those are the staff changes here at Vivit. And oh, next slide, Martijn.
I've got one question which is interesting also to answer because it's a subject which we discussed recently. What is the criteria of an active user?
Okay. Did you want to take that or would you like me to?
Yeah, if you're already talking.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Okay. And
I can fill in.
Oh, sure, is a member who basically whose membership is current and they renew it yearly. And so that's what makes them active. Their membership is not expired. So.
Right.
Okay.
And
Great
let's
question.
say, And of course, from a strategic perspective, the best way to have not only an active member, but also a member who participate in events and as well as has a complete profile. That's actually our ideal picture, which is very useful for defining also strategies for the future.
Right, right.
Thank you very much,
Okay.
Stephanie. Could you fill us in on the latest changes regarding the HP software community?
Absolutely. One really exciting thing that's been happening this year is HP Marketing in the Americas and worldwide are very engaged in helping the Vivit chapters and special interest groups, and they really want to work with the leaders. They are interested in sponsorship for the meetings, also for content to help you with that if you'd like some, and also to help bring speakers. And so what you see here is we've highlighted a few of the names here on their America's marketing organizational chart. So I don't know if you can see my mouse here. Kelly Sutter, she works with a lot of the chapters and the SIG leaders who are located in the southwest of the U.S. And you have Erin Smith here. She works with the Vivit chapters in the Northeast. We have also Jill Jacobs. She works with the folks in the Southeast and the Midwest. And Diane England, she helps everyone who's in the West or West Coast. And then we have Sophia Silva, who helps in Latin America. That would be applicable for the chapter in Brazil. And then in Canada, Krista Burns. And then the Security and Federal Group is also interested in working with the chapters and SIGs. So, you know, probably what comes to mind is like the D.C. area, and they have reached out to that group. But also I know, for example, they're working with the chapter in Kansas City. There's a big a following with the federal industry there as well. So if you have anybody in your chapter with that, they would like to work with you too. Now if you have not been reached out to by them and you would like to be in touch with them, I can help you with that. And anytime you are interested in working with them, they would very much like to work with you. So I think that's really exciting. And they also can help with HP partners as well. So. And we'd love to hear your feedback, you know, if you've had good experiences with that or what your experience has been, you know, what's happened. So.
Well, Stephanie, thank you very much. And also that's an easy bridge for me to prepare us for the next topic, which is HP Discover, because most of the time what happens during those kinds of events is that also our Vivit staff and our board of directors members are aligning with these kind of HP software marketing representatives to talk about new plans, new schedules, and new corporations. So from your side, if you have any questions or want to reach out to one of those people on this org chart, you can reach out also to our staff, and they can help you out. HP Discover is moving fast to us, and as earlier mentioned, Vivit was very, or let's say spring was very slow. Hopefully summer will arrive early, but one thing we are certain of is that HP Discover will continue to be between June 11th and June 13th, and at least we will have good weather in Vegas. Susan, can you please fill us in on the latest and greatest regarding HP Discover?
Yes, so we've been working closely with the Discover team, and they are providing Vivit members with a discount. It's the best possible price. There's lots of codes out there, but if you encourage your group members, I'm sure they'd appreciate a message from you to so they can learn about the Vivit code if they haven't already registered for the conference. It will get them the best price, but in addition, they will be entered into the 5 drawings for a 2014 pass. This is something the HP software team is supporting and providing Vivit members with a drawing for. So please help us spread the word. on the Vivit code. Next slide. We are providing pre-conference training. These are 4-hour deep dive sessions. There's 10 of them, which I'll show on the next slide in just a bit. They will be held on June 11th at 8 in the morning. And these are the 10 courses that you see up here. To register, again, you might want to send your group members a notice. They can register for these courses when they register for HP Discover, or if they're already registered for the conference, they can sign into their Discover registration account and add one of these courses to their purchased items. So we have record-breaking registrations right now, and we still have about a month to go, so they should be really good sessions. Oh, the other thing this year is these are sponsored. We normally charge about $500 per course, but because they're sponsored and we have our costs covered, people can sign up for these courses for only $99 this year. So 4 hours of training for $99. All right, so we have some special events planned. If you are attending the conference, please join us Monday night. If you're going to be in town on June 10th, we're having a dinner in your honor at Senior Frogs, which is near Treasure Island, which is right across the street from the Venetian. All of you will be recognized there, so we hope you can join us. We also will be presenting our awards on a stage in the Discover Zone during the welcome reception, which takes place in the Discover Zone. It's another name for the Expo Hall. So please join the Vivit booth. Join us in the Vivit booth at 6:30 Tuesday night. And also HP Software will be presenting their award winners, but support your fellow leaders in their awards. That would be wonderful. And then we have an annual meeting each year, and I hope you can join us Wednesday, June 12th, and first to hear some updates on the organization, the financial status, where we stand. We will have lunch there for you, so hope you can join. The other thing we're working on is a breakfast with the HP Software marketing team you just saw a few slides back. We'll get more details out about this. It was planned for Thursday, but we are having to switch that around. And Stephanie will send out a notice as soon as we get a new date and time nailed down. Okay, next slide. So we have what's called a membership committee, and Brian Pohl, who is from San Antonio, is here on the call. He's part of that committee. He and a few others helped us form our theme for the show. If you want to be a part of the membership committee, please let Stephanie or Anna Marie know. But what the members on that committee said was, what the most valuable thing to them about Vivit is getting linked to other users, HP resources. So we ran with it. So Brian, this is how it all turned out. So thank you for your brainstorming. So our theme is Get Linked, globally and locally. So we will be showing the faces of Vivit. As you can see here, we'll be having a lot of chances for our members to get linked. We hope especially to you, the leaders. Stephanie will be sending out a booth schedule shortly. If you're going to the conference and you have an hour here or an hour there and you want to spend time in the Vivit booth, we'd love to have you. We'll also be we're also going to have some experts, HP IT experts on ALM, cloud, performance testing, including mobile performance testing, Vertica, which is big data, in the booth at specific times for members to get linked to. Mark Ford, who's on the call here, is going to be doing a Google Hangout. We have some roundtables. and we have a lot of prize drawings going on throughout the conference. Most of our drawings are being supplied by different groups within HP who want to work with Vivit because they see us as, you know, a shining star, which is great. So that's good news. So again, please join us if you're going to be there. Next slide. We will have a photo booth in our lounge, so if your face isn't on our booth graphics, please come by, get your photo taken. We're going to have a big plasma with everybody's face making, you know, shaped into a mosaic shown, so we definitely want people to see who they're getting linked into. And once members are linked, they will get a pin to wear on their badge that says, "I'm linked," like you see here on the screen. Okay. If you are coming to Vegas, these are our team shirts. You will definitely get one of these to wear at some point, especially if you're in the booth or just want to wear it around the conference. That would be great. It'll have, you know, the Vivit logo on it, as well as on the side sleeve it'll have the "I'm linked" in the little quote bubble there. And I think Martin, you're going to take it from here. Martin, you must be on mute.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies. Yes, I would like to urge you to use the question pane. We did already cover some somewhat important topics so far, such as the possible topics for leader training, the Vivit membership update, the staff update, the HP software marketing org chart, and of course HP Discover. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the question pane, and we will try to answer them during this session. And at the end, when we still have also time left, we will certainly open up the channel so that you also can ask your questions to us directly. Well, another very important part of HP Discover is, of course, always the award presentation. Also this year, Vivit will provide 3 leaders with an award. And this time we will do it in a shared point at the conference together with HP Software, and actually for 2 important reasons is that we will be collaborating with them. First of all, the condensed conference format, so an available time keeps on decreasing every year, so we have limited time to put together a party or a real big event and award presentation. And at the same time, there's also an important pro, which is we will be cooperating with HP on the award presentation, which means that we also expect a higher profile and more attention during this award presentation, because there will be some social media and video crew teams available for us also during this award presentation to capture the picture of the US award winners also for this year. So there is a con and a pro, but hopefully we will have a very good award presentation over there. It will be held at the user community launch, which is a perfect place to present those awards, and again will be presented to 3 different awards to 3 different nominated leaders, together with HP. At the same time, HP will be presenting 5 different customers with the HP Software 2013 Impact Award, and this will be presented by George Kadifa, Executive Vice President of HP Software. So a high-profile award presentation, and we're really looking forward to this award presentation. But more important, which is also good to notice, is these are the nominees of for those awards. The Leader of the Year, Champion of the Year, and Speaker of the Year. Three of those mentioned over here will be the winners and will get the spotlights during HP Discover and receiving this award and being able to speak some words to receiving this award. However, for all of you mentioned on this slide among the nominees, I can't thank you enough for driving your events and holding and organizing valuable sessions in America this year. You were nominated not by us or not by a marketing staff, but you were nominated by members of our community, and that really expressed, I think, the sincere appreciation for you driving your events, presenting at your events, but also sharing your knowledge during events, and last but not least also using your networking skills to arrange sponsors and grow our community. So thank you very much again for those nominated over here, because I really know they put a lot of work, time, effort and commitment in putting together terrific events. Thank you very much. Another important election process which is going on, and let's say you can still vote, is for the chairs of the board of directors. And I would like to urge you to, if you did not have the opportunity to vote, that not only you will be voting, but also that it's important to urge your community and your members to start voting. It's especially important for the continuity of Vivit to have those directors elected as soon as possible, and in having them in place before the Vegas event. It's very important because most of the important activities will be taking place during HP Discover, and those meetings are held prior to this conference, and during those meetings important strategic discussions will be held by the board for reviewing the last year, but also putting together execution plans for next year. Also topics like sourcing challenges, funding and sponsorship discussions, and last but not least also real-life collaboration discussions with representatives of HP Marketing, HP Product Marketing, Expert One and other communities. So we really need your help in getting these elections settled before May 22nd. So if you already did send out a message to your members, it would be great if you could resend it, or perhaps give another attention to it. It's important to have the last 223 votes in to reach the quorum and being able to really start working with the new board members. And as you will be seeing, the candidates are David, Mark, Colin, Christian, Mark, Ollie, Brian and Tammy, and you can also find their details and more information about what they would like to what their objectives will be as board members, and you can find it on our website. So please help us out and vote yourself, or also increase others to start voting for this and in this election progress. Highly appreciated. Thank you. Last but not least, before we go over to the Q&A session, and in the meantime, Stephanie, please take over and start preparing the demonstration part. Based on some of you asking questions about what the best way is to notify your members. Basically, there are three ways to notify the members of your community. First of all, there's the message group activity and functionality you can use. Second of all, the email all group member functionality, and last but not least, the export group members, in which you can export group members and use them to market your events. First of all, the first one is the message group event, this type of communication is available for you, and it's embedded as a kind of a messaging editor into a website, and you can also even attach one file to it, and then your chapter and SIG members will receive an email with a link that takes them to your message on the Vivit website. Yes, as shown by Stephanie, you can now see that she used this type of functionality on the website. The second one which you can use is, of course, email all group members. This is an email functionality in text-only format that each chapter and special interest group member will receive as an email. And Stephanie is also showing this at this moment and how to use it. And what you can see is that there are also links available. So there's also a kind of a difference between the last one, and you can also really use some links into it, and they drive then your members to the website itself. The last functionality is to export group members, and Stephanie, please also take us through this last functionality. Also again, by group admin functions, press the export group member button, and then you will be presented with a list of your chapter and special interest group members that you can export to a CSV file that includes their email addresses, which you can then cut and paste in the BC field, for example, of a mail program like, for example, Outlook. The advantage to this is that if you have a large file or you have multiple files you would like to send to your membership, then this will be probably the best method to use. However, it's very important with this method that we take into account our privacy standards, which means that these kind of lists can't be shared with others outside of Vivit, as we find it very important to be in alignment with our privacy policies, and that those membership lists are not used for commercial usage. I hope you understand. And if you want to read more about it, you can read it in your affiliation agreement. Well, now all the email addresses are put in BCC.
And Martin, I did want to mention one thing here. When I blind copy and I do this, I usually just send it to 25 people at a time. Otherwise, it seems to not go. Everything gets kicked back. So I just pasted everybody as an example today. But I would just, from my own experience, and maybe you guys already know this, just 25 at a time. Otherwise, it doesn't seem to go through. So I'll pass that on.
Okay, thank you. Well, great stuff, Stephanie. And in the immediate time, I'm also looking at the question pane. Just let me see.
We have one question.
Yeah.
Mark wants to know, in years past at HP Discover, we had a face-to-face leader meeting where we would sit down in the morning in a meeting room, share best practices, brainstorm, and he's right, that's not happening this year. And so I wanted to address his question about that to the whole group here and why that is. the conference is condensed this year into 2.5 days. It's usually 3.5 or 4 days long. So that presented some challenges. We also, from past years, heard that our leader meeting conflicted or overlapped with our advanced training, the customer advisory board meetings, the partner summit. So that kind of ruled out Tuesday morning before the conference kicked off. So that's why this year we decided to have more of a celebration with all of, all the leaders who can make it, with all of you who can make it there face to face, and we would continue these meetings like we're having here today.
Okay, thank you very much, Susan, on answering this question. Very good question, Mark. Thank you for that. Last but not least, thank you very much for joining this presentation. The next quarterly chapter, a special interest group leader meeting, will probably be scheduled for around September after the June conference as well as the holidays. But please leave your feedback also today with us. You can use now your question pane. And also after this presentation, please fill in the survey regarding, for example, topics for leader training, but also by answering the other questions in the survey, and it's only a small survey, you can really provide us with valuable feedback. And also last but not least, I also would like to say goodbye to you. This was my last leader meeting. I really enjoyed it working the last year with the staff and also with you and meeting you guys during events as well as during virtual presentations. And the only thing I can think of, keep up the good work. It's a great community, and it's great the work, effort, and commitment you put in putting together events and growing a community. So a big thank you for you. If it wasn't for you, I probably didn't like it so much as I did. Unfortunately, due to some job changes, I can't be elected again, but thank you very much for your cooperation and also your dedication this year. Are there still some questions coming in?
No, we're still waiting for some questions to come in, but I wanted to take a moment to thank you personally, Martijn. It's just been a pleasure to work with you. You've done so many great things to share. Can't thank you enough for all your hard work, your leadership, your dedication and volunteerism. So thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. And I will suggest that you put open the mic so that also people can just say something or ask a question when they...
Sure. And they can raise their hands too, and I'll look for those, and I can unmute you guys. So just let us know. We'll look for your question or your hand raised. Okay, we've got here, here comes Mark Ford. Okay, hold on. Okay, Mark, you're unmuted.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I thought instead of pestering you with a bunch of questions in the chat, I thought I'd just ask them online here. Back on that slide where you had the various HP folks where you were listing them by different region. So, the idea is that we can just contact them, contact the specific HP folks for our region for assistance, or I guess maybe I was asking too many questions at the time and you covered it. So yeah, this slide. So we just kind of look for who's in our area, and we contact them for additional assistance, or what was the, I guess, what was the contact point there?
Well, the best way is to cooperate with our staff in trying to find out who the best contact person is, because most of the time our staff has really or a very good relationship already, or really knows the best person to go to. So preventing you emailing around or phoning around and going there perhaps via some other steps, I would like to urge you to cooperate with the staff, and they can really connect you with the right people in your area if we already know them.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay, Rocky, you're unmuted.
Thanks, Susan. Mark Klein, I also want to thank you for doing a great job of running this program and keeping it consistent. I think that's the key for all of our Vivit activities, is to keep them going in a consistent fashion so that they grow and evolve. So again, thanks for doing a good job this year. We appreciate it. I have a question and I have an answer. Mark was asking about, trying to find the HP people in the area, and it's an ongoing process from what I'm seeing, because these people, especially in the field, are coming and going. But what we've noticed this year is that the HP marketing folks in the different regions are stepping up to handle and support Vivit local chapters with presentations, sponsorships, road shows, whatever you want to do. They're offering to get their resources out to the chapters. So this list here is very helpful that you saw today about who's in charge of these programs, and I encourage having phone conversations versus sending emails back and forth, because I think in a phone conversation the passion will come through that you really want some assistance, you want to cover certain topic areas, and I think the results will be there. And just one other point I want to make is, as for the chapter leaders that are on the call, are you, and I know that we all specialize in, whether it was the ops area from the old OpenView days or from the Mercury testing tools of ALM and Load Runner and all those kind of things, and those are the kind of events that we typically lead in our chapters. But I encourage you to work with HP to find people that can support that regional chapter or that chapter specifically to focus on different areas other than your capabilities, so that we can bring on new leaders that specialize in security or specialize in EM or specialize in cloud offerings, to kind of grow with the customers in the chapter. So keep that in mind as you're looking for support. And again, it solves a problem for you, is that if you can't handle so many events a year, having these other type events within the chapters, they all count. So just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you very much, Rocky. What we can also say is, based on, for example, this org chart, is that, of course, HP Discover is also most of the time a perfect event in which you can try to connect with those representatives face to face, and we can help you with that. Or you could try to reach out when you see them presenting or whatsoever. But that's for us always a very valuable event for trying to find out what kind of collaboration and methods, or what kind of objectives or mutual objectives they are for presenting and organizing events together. Another question is, why are some names highlighted and others aren't? Well, first of all, let's say the red one is the chief in charge of marketing, Mary Wells, which is a very important person for our Vivit, and a counterperson for our Vivit board discussions, also to rely to the different kind of discussions I earlier mentioned. And those people in yellow, we know and we are doing having very good experience in working together. So that means that most of the people in yellow, like Kelly, Erin, Jill, Diana, Sophia, Krista, and Diana, is that they really helped us out, and we did really they're really a great job in, let's say, organizing events together or sponsor events when required or needed. Thank you very much for your question, Jason. Okay.
I don't see any other questions or hands raised at the moment here. I'm looking.
Well, then I would like to thank you. We spent less than an hour. I really like those efficient Q&A meetings, and I will probably miss them. Thank you very much for joining us for this leader meeting in May. Another one will be probably coming up in September. And last but not least, we would really like to meet you at our booth in HP Discover. And if you could also help us out with the processing the votes for the new board of directors, we will really highly appreciate it. So thank you very much and enjoy your day.